What's up, people? Discussion time, episode 23. This one's going to be for Blunted Alien Response. Shout out Blunted. Is it right to stop someone from committing suicide? I think it depends all on the individual. Whether they have a mental illness, like what you need to really get to the point of what the reason behind it is, of why they want to do that. But I guess at the end of the day, it's their life. I suppose before you are officially an adult, then I suppose it's, as a parent, you would have the right to interfere and stop that going ahead. But as an adult, I think people can try and do that, but ultimately at the end of the day, you can't be watched 24/7. So I think it's kind of inevitable that it's going to happen at some point. Sounds kind of harsh and sad, but I think that's the reality of it. Also, from someone that's suffered depression before, it's easy for people on the outside looking in to say, get over it, things will get better, but they're not experiencing what you're experiencing. It's a difficult one, it really is, like, because you shouldn't really have to interfere with someone. It's their life, it's their choice. People say you're selfish if you commit suicide, but while I believe that's partly true, I do believe as well that it's selfish for you to judge them on things that were going on in their head that you didn't know about. Yeah, you could say they should have spoke to me about it, but it's not that easy to do. Do you feel you have a right to interfere with their life choices? As I said, I kind of already tackled that. Do we have a social duty to one another to prevent someone from taking their own life? I think it depends on as well how many friends you've got. And when I say friends, I mean proper friends. I know how hard it is to come by people that are actually true, like, that you would class as pretty much family, that are your friends. I've got two in my life. I've been shitted on by a lot of people, so I don't really trust people, and I kind of prefer it now. I prefer to be on my own most of the time anyway. I'm not one for partying or bragging about how many friends I've got, and like, that's never really appealed to me, so it's kind of worked out for the best. So if you've got like a large group of friends and they might be saying like, oh, have you seen so and so lately, I'm a bit worried about him, like, he posted this on Facebook, or he sent me this text and I haven't heard from him for like a week, but I guess with more friends is more chance of people stopping it happening. But as I said, you can't be watched 24/7, so it's going to happen at some point if that person wants to do it enough. People who believe in God would say only God can take a life. They also say he works in mysterious ways, so perhaps a person was destined to commit suicide. Of course, the flip side is that God sent you to stop the suicide if you were trying to stop it. I don't think that's a question, is it? That's just like sort of a view of God. I myself don't believe in God, or I'm not religious at all, so I can't really answer that if that was a question, but I don't really think it was. Are we altruistic beings that need to help people and show compassion and so should help prevent suicide, or does independence and self-determination mean that we should not stop someone ending their life? I mean, in a perfect world, then you would you would like people to show compassion and help prevent suicide, but you hear these stories of many cases in the past of teenagers getting bullied online and committing suicide, even doing videos on like live streaming where they've killed themselves, people egging them on. It goes on in schools all the time, like people getting bullied, and I don't think the world is a peaceful place, so I can't ever see that happening, I'm afraid. Like, maybe a few occasions, but as I said, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and people are out for themselves, so I don't think that we can stop it, really. Like, just everyone's too selfish, so are we ultimately imposing our way of thinking on someone else? I think we are. Like, as I said, like, you can tell someone it's going to be alright and things are going to get better, but if you're not experiencing what they are, or don't have a mental illness like they do, or haven't been through trauma like they've been through, you can't, I don't think it's fair for you to judge that person. As I said, people say suicide's selfish. Part of me can agree, but part of me also feels it's more selfish for someone to judge someone for doing it as well. Because you never know what's going on in someone's head. Obviously it depends on how open the person is to their friends or their partners, but even in that situation you're not going to know everything, so there's always going to be things in the closet that you don't want to expose or tell people about. Would I try to talk someone out of jumping off a bridge? I suppose it would depend on if there's already people there doing that anyway. If it was just me going past, then yeah, I would try. As I said, you can't risk your own life. That sounds selfish as well, but you can't risk your own life trying to like pull someone in off a cliff or a bridge, or because they're a stranger to you in most cases, I would say, as well, when that happens. So I don't think I think you shouldn't feel guilty if they did jump, is what I'm saying as well, because as I said, they got to make their choice. You can't be held responsible for someone. You can try and prevent it, and you can try your best to help them, but ultimately they may not even jump off that bridge that day and come back the next day and do it when no one sees them. So it's a difficult one, but that's my thoughts on it, Blunted. Thanks for your question, mate. Got some difficult questions to answer. Anushka's question, you've given me a fucking belter. I don't even know how to start with it, so be patient with me on yours, and I'll try and answer it soon. Shout out to...
I'll tell you if you want, Bill.
Okay, thanks. Shout out to everyone supporting. Sorry about the interruption again. And I'll be back on probably Friday. So I'll see you then. Thanks.